Yesterday was actually a sad day. One of the sad days to remember in Nigeria. But I want to thank God for myself. I want to thank God for my family. I want to thank God for you, the obedient, who is still alive and is able to experience what happened yesterday. Because I knew that many lost their life on the process of committing themselves to see something good come their way as new Nigeria. And somebody like me, I cannot be frustrated. I cannot allow anger to cut my life short because I have my lovely ones to give support. And that is why I will continue to speak out if I have the opportunity. Thank God that I felt yesterday I couldn't. What happened yesterday was heavily heartfelt that could give someone heart attack. If you don't engage yourself, look for something to engage yourself to make yourself happy. I know it is not going to be easy for P2B to get his victory. One, being an Igbo man. You know it that there are those that this narrative that Igbo man cannot be a president, there are those it runs in their vein. You know, whether they are sleeping, whether they are awake, even whether on their nearest 1 second or two to their grave, they will still maintain the situation as long as Nigeria is concerned. So I know it's not going to be easy for P2B to be a president, I know, or any other Igbo man to pull through political challenges to become a president. I know that it is obvious. We are not, we are not in doubt or we are not mistaken. But the thing is, as a child of God, there is a chapter in the Bible that says there is nothing that is too hard for God to do. And every Nigerian, or let me say the major Nigerians, the obedient, came out in their numbers to see that they vote this man in. Not as an Igbo man, but because of what he has, but because of what he was able to tell Nigerians, the way he came out to prove to other politicians that you can, go far in politics without bribing your way, because what these people do, especially PDP and APC, is to buy the future of Nigerians, go to the office and mess around, yet nobody asks them questions, no checks and balances. The only thing the government does is to go against people who do not agree with them, or people who speak against them, or people whose policy does not favor whatever they do, like what is happening now to Emefiele, despite that he served under the same APC government, and you've seen another APC presidential candidate, going against him. That is the kind of checks and balances that is in Nigeria. The proper checks and balances to make sure that these people, when they go into power, that they are able to discharge their duties and spend the money given to them as supposed, does not happen properly. And that's why when it is time for them to leave, they do everything as much as they can, either to restore the person of their own party into the system, or they remain there. So it is a great battle and it's not going to be easy. I want to thank obedient, especially many of you, especially the non-Igbos, who has stood behind P2B, who has been speaking out, who has condemned evil. God will bless all of you. What we saw yesterday by the judiciary, or by those judges, whether they are selected, whatever APC Tinubu government did, to have them speak the way they spoke yesterday, or to give the kind of statement they give, even the kind of language they were using, tells you that there is no hope for Nigerian child. As long as this present leadership would continue in Nigeria, this kind of leadership, as long as it will continue in Nigeria, a Nigerian child has no hope. What they did yesterday had proven that hard work, staying resilient with honesty, to fight through and remain resilient to any struggle, does not pay off successfully. That's what they want to prove to us yesterday. They want to tell us that if you can come from the back, snatch ballot boards, do whatever you want to do in order to achieve your success in election or in any other thing you are engaged with, if you can engage in fraud, do anything and get away with it, that means it is encouraged. That is exactly what they did yesterday, and that is what it is to every Nigerian child. They could not even get somebody who could speak clearly and make it a lively event. They got somebody whose voice you can hardly pick what he's saying, especially the first person that started speaking. That the person made the whole thing very boring, that people had to go to sleep. It is honestly heartbroken. Imagine saying that there is no law which says that the ballot must be uploaded in the IREB or whatever. And you ask yourself, was the IREB available as at the time they made the laws? So everything they did, both the INEC, both Buhari administration, was to play on Nigerians, because if there was no need for the IREB to work perfectly as they promised earlier, and now they are claiming that there is no law, why did they come up with it? They should have hand over to Emiloko and go away. If they had used that money for one project, it would have been better for Nigerians. Then we know that they decided to hold back power. These people are so heartless. They don't care. They just mismanage Nigerian fund, waste resources, waste individual time. Imagine what Nigerian youth went through because of their PVC. Churches had to encourage people to go for PVC. Organizations has to encourage people to go for PVC. Individuals had to encourage their fellow human beings to go for PVC, thinking that vote will count. And they know that this process was becoming a weak point against them, and which is the honest way to vote them in, because this IRM has proven that there has not been any true election in Nigeria. That is what it is. What I see is a renewed hunger, because the Buhari administration, what you could be proud of it is hunger, frustration, insecurity, and that is what has continued to go on, even at the higher level. So there is no plan. If they continue this way, things is not going to get any better soon. I'm telling you the truth, because this leadership of Tinubu has promised that he's going to follow the same process, the same type of leadership of his predecessor, Buhari. So you don't expect anything better. Where do you see the hope? Where is the hope? I haven't seen any hope as a Nigerian child, right from my childhood. I have not seen any hope from Nigeria. I have not seen any hope for any child in Nigeria. There have not been any hope. What we see is hunger, frustration. No child. If a child, any child in Nigeria that is not able to be taken care of or sent to school by his parents, that child would not go to school. That child will remain uneducated. What these people are doing is to push you to the wall, because they already know that you cannot do anything. After all, before that yesterday, threats of warning has already been issued. So who would be bold to go and die? That is it. Or who would be bold to go and perish in jail? Nigeria doesn't worth dying for. Yes. Let me tell you, when I cried for Nigeria, that was the day Nigerian military men shot and killed armless youths at the toll gate who were protesting against police brutality. I did not shed tears because people died. No. I did not shed tears because they were killed by the military, or because I know that either authority from Lagos or Abuja may have taken their life. No, that was not the reason why I shed tears. The reason why I shed tears that day was for one reason, and that reason is because these people who may have died, they have mothers. And you can imagine what it is to train a child in Nigeria, right from childhood, probably up to university level. And these guys may have graduated, look for job, which there is none. And as they are struggling to make life, to make it in life, the Nigerian government does not give the room for that. They continue to make things difficult. Yet, the police, with their own brutality, does not allow Nigerian youth, to have their peace. And they decide to protest. So, as this guy died, his mother is waiting somewhere, whom he may have left some time ago to the city to seek for greener pastures. That mother wouldn't be informed how her child died, and would never know how her child died. So what I would encourage you as a Nigerian, if you have something doing, concentrate on whatever you're doing and believe God for your success. Not that you will have hope on this government, because these people don't care. Whatever commitment you can engage yourself to train your children, to provide for them, to feed them, fine. But if you think you are not doing anything, you don't have a helper, you don't have anybody, if you can travel, that's the best thing for you.